Good morning, traders. Welcome back to the Everyday Growth Advisors live stream. I hope you guys are having a great Monday. Welcome. What a weekend. We had some interesting news come out over the weekend, and now we are pretty much trying to meddle with this different news. There were doctors that said Trump was okay, and then they said he wasn't okay, and then they said he's okay now, and then it's kind of been like a whirlwind, guys. I don't know what's going on, but we're here back with another live stream. Remember, as I've been saying since last week, this stream is about to get a big update real soon. I'm working on something big, so lots of stuff coming in the pipeline. I hope you guys are ready for it. We're going to be going over CRM this week, which is Salesforce, the ticker that we chose last week. Remember, if you guys don't know the schedule of this stream, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we cover the ticker of the week, which will be CRM for this week. On Mondays, we do a new ticker Monday, a brief breakdown of the stock, where its revenue segments come from, any other pertinent information that we need to know. We go through, basic stuff about what we need to know, and then also do a little bit of technical analysis on the stock. And we try to see if we have any possible entries and exits for that week. Tuesdays are follow with the live stream. If you guys don't know what is the schedule for this week, you can go over to my YouTube page and have a look at the scheduled streams. So if you go to my channel, you'll see all the scheduled streams. For this week on Tuesday, we'll be doing a webinar tomorrow on how to spot patterns. So how do you actually, get these patterns that we look for? What are my favorite patterns? How do I trade them? And so that one's going to be an interesting webinar. I hope that you guys will attend tomorrow. So this week's webinars are concentrated on technical analysis. We're going to do 1 week technicals and then 1 week fundamentals. 1 week technicals, 1 week fundamentals. So we got a nice balanced educational approach. On Wednesday, we will be taking CRM's valuation into consideration. So we'll be doing a fundamental valuation, intrinsic value calculation using discounted cash flow methods, and any other hybridized method that I see fit. And then on Thursday, we have another webinar. And this week's webinar on Thursday will be the VWAP indicator, right? And then on Friday, we do a recap of everything, and we choose a new ticker for Monday again. So if you guys, enjoy the way this stream has been put together, I hope you would take a second out of your day to smash the like button. And I'm looking forward to, upgrading this stream in a month from now. It's going to be very different. So stay tuned for big things coming. As usual, if you want to donate to the upgrade of this stream, you can do so by clicking on the super sticker or the super chat. That's one way you can do it. And yeah, I appreciate all donations and anything that you give me towards the stream. So thank you very much for those who donated last week. I really do appreciate you. Cool, let's have a look at the pre-market breakdown here. So we usually do a pre-market breakdown. Let's have a look at the news and see what the news is saying. I only look at two sources, and we only look at the news to judge how retail traders are going to perform, or how are they going to view the news. And then we try to take the opposing view of that. So Trump recuperates, this is the headlines throughout the whole weekend, mostly about how Trump is doing. And I think the market is irrationally pricing in the fact that if he goes sick, then, something bad happens to the economy. But realistically speaking, I think the White House would have already, prepared themselves for this outcome. So realistically speaking, I think that opportunity was an opportunity to buy on the dip, which I did. So I got a debit spread on QQQ, nice little debit spread on QQQ, just an entry position. I'm probably going to add more today. QQQ 300 and 306 spread for the end of October, hoping that we get some extension to the upside. If it doesn't, it's fine. This debit spread only cost me 89 cents. So $89 for a 1 to 6, about a 1 to 6 risk to return, which was not bad at all. And yeah, so let's see here. Other than that, Air Asia, something about that. Malaysia, Taiwan dollar, stock futures gain, So we gapped up, by the way, at the open, futures open, and we've been trading up ever since. And then let's have a look at this. US stock futures tick higher as political risks ebb. Okay. JP Morgan probe revived by regulators data mining. Oh boy, that's gonna hurt. The other thing that we are also waiting for is stimulus deal, right? More stimulus. If there is more stimulus, that would be another catalyst for good news. I personally think the whole Trump, COVID virus thing is not a big deal, but the market thinks otherwise. So it is what it is. Not much on the news today. I feel it's a very bullish headlines. So today might actually, it's neutral to bullish. So I feel like today might be the day where we have a short rally, like a kind of a relief rally from the sell-off, a relief rally up here. You can see that on all of these indexes, we've actually been bouncing off this bottom channel here. The last time we were talking about how I was expecting NASDAQ to bounce off this corner pocket here, but actually ended up bouncing off this corner pocket, which is fine. We're not far off, right? The main important thing is that we are intact with the uptrend here. So doing the pre-market analysis here, you can see in the pre-market, there are a handful of stocks that are up, not really a lot. Intuit is up. Autodesk. What is this green here? HIG. Financial Services Group. Gilead on the word that, remdesivir was used for Trump's treatment. Let's look at the 1 week performance of the market last week. Biggest losers, Micron, Viac, whatever this company is. And then XOM and Energy continues to get pummeled here. Now, this is one that I'm honestly starting to put my eyes on to snap up some positions. It's getting oversold. There's bound to be some kind of a relief rally at some point. I like the idea of snapping this up if it hits this bottom support at $30 here. But then there was bad news again on XOM on the fact that they are exceeding their emissions limits. Excuse me. We actually broke through the demand zone that we had here, and we're heading down into this bottom zone here at $30. This stock currently is intrinsically undervalued. This business is valued much more, but because of headlines and because of news, this is a key candidate for you to pick up something and hold it for a while to see great returns. I personally think that XRM is not going anywhere, all right? At least for the next 10 years. We are not in a position in the world where we can trade off between clean energy and fossil fuels just yet. We're not there yet, okay? It's going to take a longer process. It's not going to just happen like that overnight. So good morning, guys. How are you guys doing today? Welcome. Still no XRM calls. Yeah, that one's going to hurt for a little while. You gotta kind of be patient with it, to be honest. Okay, so this is the 1 week performance. Let's actually have a look at the 1 month performance. So 1 month performance, not many is up. Not a lot of things are up. Obviously, after all-time highs coming down, very few companies have been able to actually sustain any gains. So Paycom is up by 8%, CDW, a bunch of these companies, Capital One, Discover, Synchrony Financial, Nike, Darden, McDonald's, Dr. Harden. Apparel is surprisingly doing okay. Interesting. LB Brands, but that company is probably shit to buy. And then utility is also doing decently. Let's actually have a look at NEE, because I was looking at this a couple months back, and I actually do like this stock. Trading sideways for the longest time. Oh boy, volume starting to flow out here. Yeah, this might be a short position in the... Oh, wait a minute. Interesting. So you can see mixed signals here. So that was a sharp sell-off and then a buyback here. And now more people are holding the shares than they were before. So this is an interesting one. Can't really do much here except for wait for a break either side with this one. I would not touch it right now, but it seems like it's kind of flagging, right? There's the flag here. Not a perfect flag, but I don't know. I wouldn't just get into this right now. I have to wait. But imagine selling an Iron Condor on this one would have been sweet, to be honest. The sideways movement was perfect. All right, well, I was looking at NEE as a potential trade, but I guess it's not really a great idea at this point. Well, last week, if you were part of the Everyday Growth Advisors mentorship course, we took Boeing to the downside here, made a nice pretty penny, and then we sold and we took profits. And then pretty much I just took a bullish position the day after. So we sold off, and then bought up the next morning. We sold off right here, took our profits, and then just kind of have been waiting for another entry here. There was also CrowdStrike, the ticker of the week last week, that has broken out of this wedge over here. Let me take away these crazy lines so that you guys can actually see what I'm talking about here. You can see CrowdStrike here is broken out of its wedge here, this ascending pennant. And so expect this stock to actually, get bought up here. I think that there's high possibility that this runs up to 152, 153. If somehow NASDAQ gets bullish, we will see that for sure this week. So, keep that in the back of your head. CrowdStrike might be a ticker of the week to trade this week, especially since you can see it's in this bullish channel. So one thing that can also happen is it can come down to touch this bottom channel here at the 50 retracement. So keep that in mind. It can come down before it goes up here. So it might sell off, come down, touch the channel, or touch this fib or this bottom channel here, and then start to move upward again, because it's been moving between this channel here. You can see that. So it might even spill over, come down, try to test the 38.2. That may happen, and then that will be a great time to buy this to the upside. So CrowdStrike, if you're looking for the entry, I would wait for it to sell off a little bit at 135, 134. That would be a nice ideal entry there. Obviously, wait for the 2 waves consecutive to the upside before you take this one. So those are the things that I'm kind of looking at this week. Let's see here. Okay, pre-market movers. Let's have a look. Apple, 1.3 million shares traded. Neo, 1.1 million. DraftKings, also 1 million, down 4%. Geez, don't know what happened there. All car sales, all truck sales, services PMI coming out today. ISM manufacturing numbers coming out 10 a.m. Be careful of that. I would say market's going to be relatively choppy this entire week. So I would say do not swing trade. If you're taking a swing, like, let it be a spread. Don't let it, because you do not want to be, listen, in this market, you do not want to be trading naked options. Okay? Theta is not your friend. Okay? So let me just remind you, if you're trading naked options in this market, you're going to be hurt the most. If you have existing positions that are naked options, you should try to limit your profits and turn them into spreads. That's what I would do, because what happens there is you're theta hedged and you won't, decay to oblivion. Okay, so whatever theta, and make sure that the sold option has a higher theta than your bought option. That way, you're theta hedged and you're also making some money instead of losing money. All right, and that's easily done if you choose high volatility stocks. Freebie for you guys to think about for a little bit. If you're an advanced options trader, and if you want to play some like a spread, or you want to do something which is a bit more creative, Nikola has been very volatile recently, and the IVs on these contracts are about 200% right now. It's forming a cup and handle. And this may actually go bullish. So what you can actually do here is sell some puts, right? Sell put spreads here for very decent credit spread, okay? And I'm planning to do this today with my mentees live during our trading session today. So if you are interested, if you've been a mentorship member of EGA and you're interested in joining in that live call, DM me. This is only for people who are on the live stream. If you didn't hear this and if you want in, DM me on Discord. I'll give you the link to the call today. We're gonna basically do a wheel cycle on Nikola. So we're gonna start a wheel cycle on this one. We don't mind owning this stock, and it has extremely high IV at 200+%. So what we're actually gonna do is start to sell puts. And when we sell these puts, we're gonna start. If Nikola further sells off, we don't mind being assigned those puts, because the contracts that we're about to sell have such high IVs that they're worth it. But then if Nikola rebounds, we make a quick buck on the credits that we make. So that's what we're planning to do here. The last intermediate course that we took paper trades and got into profits of about $7,000. That was pretty cool. So yeah, this is a freebie for you guys on the live stream if you're attending. Good stock to sell some options on. IVs are in the 200% range. Okay, nice. Let's see here. So be careful with the news today. I think, as I said, we will be chop today. Chop lollipop. It seems already like that in the pre-market. You can have a look, right? We gapped up, we went up, came down, went up, we're coming down, went up, come down. But we're still bullish though. You can see it's like we're still making a kind of an uptrend here, right? So that may be something to consider today. Make sure that if you are in naked options, convert them to spreads and write them out. All right, it's no point to hold naked options here in this market. And day trade, scalp. Those are the better systems that will not fail you during this time. You want to learn how to do those things? Go to my YouTube channel. Go to my videos. Go to my webinars. My videos here. Okay, webinars. Oops, playlist here. Sorry, growth webinars. Click on the whole playlist. Click on how how to scalp, how to day trade. I go through these in, in less than an hour. You can learn. Okay, in less than an hour, you just got to take the effort to learn. That's all. Make sure you also watch the wave patterns videos, super important, and trade confirmations. These are all going to be, combined with, you can literally put together a free course for yourself. Okay. Cool. Well, the past week we just got done with wave 9 of the mentorship course. For all of you guys who took it, thank you very much for attending. If you're here and you enjoyed the stream so far, make sure you smash the like button. Really, I really appreciate all of you guys attending the stream, and the only thing that I ask from you is when you attend it, just help me to hit the like button, because that's what gets the stream to other people. And if you don't help me hit the like button, that never happens. So I really would just appreciate it if you take a little mini second, click the thumbs up, the like button, smash it, please. Thank you. Okay, well, let me see here. Type 9, good morning, follow that debit thread with you. That's awesome. Still on the XOM calls, yeah, XLE leaps, oh, possibly. Thoughts on Levi's puts into earnings? I don't know, man. Apparel has been doing pretty good, right? So you gotta be careful. It's looking bullish, by the way. I'm breaking out here. I wouldn't buy puts on this just yet. NEE, could it be due to the stock split announced? They're splitting into 4 or 5. I don't know. It's been trading sideways, so maybe, possibly. I don't know, but I mean, stock split for that company hardly really matters in my opinion. Okay, let's have a look at our ticker of the week today. I'm gonna try and do this one real quick. So we have Salesforce here, and I'm gonna go through the technicals of this business first. I think many of you know what this business is. First of all, we have a supply zone up here, demand zone down here. We've been kind of trading between these two zones for the time being. On a 1 hour chart, we've been really like using this 38.2 as a solid resistance, and the 23.6 level has been like a solid support, with the zero retracement as a demand zone down here. So above this point and here shows a really good zone for buying, and then here is a good zone for selling, right? This stock has a gap to fill all the way down to 216. Now, whether the gap is going to be filled is a different thing. We don't know that, but it's been in a solid uptrend, and has been pretty much like forming this very big ascending pennant. And the longer term trend has been up, right? You can see that for a longer time. Actually, if I extend this out, you will even see it extend even further. Okay, this has been going for a while. All right, but right now we are at a time and place where it's difficult to tell where this is about to hit to technicals wise. Okay, especially since the company had a pretty decent earnings, the past earnings ending gapped up from $200 to almost $300 overnight. A little irrational exuberance, obviously, and I can bet you that a lot of people bought shares up here and then got screwed over by market forces. So this stock right now, to me, from a technical standpoint, is neither a buy and it's neither a sell. I wouldn't buy puts here because this is a clear support level as well, and I wouldn't buy calls here because the supply zone is right above it. So right now you can't really do much with this ticker, in my opinion. Okay, you gotta wait till something happens. You gotta wait for a catalyst. You gotta wait for the market to recover. You gotta wait for the market to recover. You gotta wait for something of a catalyst nature to happen before you can take this stock. What we will do on Wednesday is go through the actual valuation of the business, so we have a better idea on whether we are buying something expensive or something cheap, okay, which is what we'll do on Wednesday. So make sure you come here on Wednesday to find out how much this company is actually worth from my perspective. Once again, guys, thank you very much for attending the stream. Don't forget to smash the like button. That's the only thing that I really ask from you. So moving into, from a technical standpoint, once again, I reiterate, there's really no trade to be taken right now. Okay, if anything you were to ask me, I would take puts, but I wouldn't feel comfortable with it because, this is just a very important, price point that it's at. Okay, important price point. And if we put in the session volume, you can see that the line of control is right there. It's literally on the bottom here. So a lot of shares have been controlled at this level. Okay, so I really don't feel comfortable playing this to the upside or the downside right now. But if you were to ask me to pick, I would pick it to the downside because it's in a bearish formation. Okay. So that's my summary from the technical perspective. All right. But from the fundamental perspective, let's actually have a look at what this business does, right? Because we need to know what Salesforce does as a business before we even start to value this business or do anything else, right? So Salesforce has this slide deck that they put together, 66 pages. I'm going to skim through it very quickly, but in a nutshell, this business has scaled at an insane rate, okay? And you know what? Management is actually intending to scale forward at the same rate. Now, I personally feel that management's being a bit too exuberant. They're being a bit too optimistic about how they're about to scale. But at the same time, we have been surprised before. So let's go through what this company does first of all. It's the #1 in the world customer relationship management system platform. CRM is what they call it. So it's like, think of like a cloud-based CRM application for sales, services, marketing, and more. Okay, and you don't require any IT people to set up or manage this thing. You just log in and start connecting to customers in a whole new way. That's their motto. They have almost 150,000 companies using CRM, Salesforce, to grow their business by strengthening customer relationships and understand their customer needs and solve problems by better managing their information and interactions. All on the cloud platform that is accessible from a desktop or a device, which is very strong. Okay, so here are some of their products. Sales, okay. Service, they do support across every channel with a #1 service platform. Marketing, they do marketing. E-commerce, okay. Engagement, and then they have enterprise cloud platform. Integration, so connecting with any app, data, or device. And then analytics, they recently added this to their business model, which is, in my opinion, one of the amazing things that they've added. They added Tableau, which is a software that I really love and I enjoy using it. I use it from time to time. And I'm actually learning how to use this software. I don't know if you guys heard of Tableau before. If you have big data sets, you're into data management, you're into data analysis. I'm learning how to use Tableau right now in school as well with my master's, which, by the way, guys, short little update. I started quarter #2 in my school. So this past weekend on Saturday, I started Q2 of my master's in finance. So just a little update for those of you who have been following this live stream for a while. Well, I like to give you guys small little updates of my personal life as well sometimes. Obviously not too many things, right? But but I like to give you guys small little nuggets of updates like, hey, I'm starting my Q2 now, so my second quarter has started of school. This quarter I'm going to be taking 2 classes again. The first is going to be corporate finance. So let me show you guys a little something. Corporate finance is one of them. So we're doing this one, and we're going to be learning about the vocabulary of financial markets. This is the course outcome: time value calculations, measure of risk and return, understanding the net values of financial decisions, and then how investors perceive the value of projects, divisions, and firms. These are more relatable to ROI, NPV, the net present value of a project, etc., etc. And then apply all these valuation techniques to decisions about firms' investments and its source of financing. So. This is going to be, my professor is a PhD in CFA. They're actually, all my professors have CFAs, so it's pretty cool. So we'll be, learning about financial markets, financial statements, free cash flow forecasting, present value analysis, risk and return, portfolio theory, asset pricing models, all the beautiful things about finance. And that's my first class. And my second class is called Quantitative Methods, which is actually a dope one as well. Now, this class I'm a little more excited about. We're going to be using... we're going to be using quantitative and statistical concepts and tools that are applicable in business. So we're going to be organizing, analyzing, and presenting quantitative data. And we're going to do this by using Excel, Jupyter, and Python. So I'm going to be learning coding this quarter. So we'll be using statistical packages. And it's going to be interesting, in my opinion. I'm really looking forward to this class more than anything, and it's going to be exciting. So I really can't wait to share with you what I'm going to be learning. So yeah, for those who follow me on this journey, Q2, and then I have how many more quarters? I have, I think, 4 more. Yeah, I have 4 more. I think 3 or 4 more quarters, and then I graduate from my master's in financial analytics. So kind of excited about that. Okay, sorry, back to Salesforce. So this company, Analytics, Tableau, this was what I was talking about earlier. Sorry, I went on a rant there, but I tend to do that sometimes. Sorry about that. Industries, they talk about success in industries, and then they also create courses, collaborations, communities, okay? So here's something I found about their Investor Day. Now, these slides are freaking awesome, by the way. Love it. I don't know if you guys have been to San Francisco before, but Salesforce has a huge presence there. Especially if you go to Financial District, it's ridiculous. They have like a Salesforce hub, FYI. I hope my computer, I wish my computer didn't lag this badly. See, this is why I need to upgrade my stream, guys. So be patient with me. In 3 to 4 weeks, big things are coming. Believe me, okay? If you're curious on how the president and CFO looks like, it's this guy, Mark Hawkins. Cool guy. This was their thing. So the funny thing is, I was there during Salesforce Day. Dude, they had some huge performances too. It was nuts. They had damn, I remember. I don't remember who it was. They called like some big A-list artists, okay, to perform. It was crazy. Okay, so anyway, I was there in Financial District because I was working as a financial analyst sometime last year in San Francisco, and now I'm in Singapore. How life changes, it's crazy. But so here's the thing. Table of contents, they're going to show you chapters 1 to 2, 3, 4. There are a lot of slides here, so I'm going to go through really quickly on the things that are important. For our stream, relatable to the content that we are trying to go through. So they give you a pipeline of how they have kind of grown their business and how they're intending to grow the business. So 20 years of growth all the way till fiscal year 24. The first 11 years, they've made like $1 billion in revenue, or $1 billion every year, defining the cloud software market. So it's not been like they had just hit the ground running and making tons of money. This company has had a very slow ramp-up period. And then they accelerated between fiscal year 11 and 18, 8 years, accelerating at 10 billion per year, okay? And then chapter 3, fiscal year 19 to 21, they've been solidifying their leadership. So now they're doing about 20 billion per year in revenues. And you can see the growth is pretty impressive, right? From 1 to 10, 10 to 20, and now they're kind of fiscal year 22 to 24, they're forecasting to sustain the growth rate at scale, okay? So this is management's view. So here's the sustained growth rate at scale. So over the years, how they've grown and how they intend to grow going forward, okay? They have a 26% CAGR, okay? So the average growth rate, cumulative average growth rate is 26%, which is dope. And here's the guidance for 2021. It's 20.8 to 20.9 billion. And they've been doubling and they want to double the company again by fiscal year 24. So as I said, they're very, very optimistic on their line of business, okay? Value drives value. This is their motto. Doing well and doing good. They're a leader in innovation, leader in philanthropy, and leader in culture. World's best workplace, blah, blah, blah. This is all the great things that people have said about the company. Fortune 50, top 10. Fortune 100, fastest growing companies. LinkedIn 2019, fastest growing company, best company, blah, blah, blah. They're the best, okay, basically. That's what they're saying. So today's discussion, they're going to go through this, markets first, and then drivers, and then strategies, and then innovation, how they're innovating, how there are trade-offs between margin and cash, and then wrapping things up at the end. So they talk about the secular tailwinds, first of all. So they talk about how digital transformation is accelerating and capturing spending. And here's the worldwide nominal GDP driven by digitally transformed versus enterprise, which is crazy. You can see the disparity, right? Over time, you can see that how digital, worldwide GDP is outpacing the normal other enterprises, okay? And then you can also see how the spending is increasing. You can see the clear trend, like other IT spending and then spending on DX, which is digital transformation. And then you can see the history of being a first mover advantage. Okay, so they started with the Sales Cloud, and then they moved on to all of these different things. And now Salesforce is currently here. This is, where they're at, where, they acquired Tableau. They're getting into data analytics. They're getting into, a bunch of different things, AI, data-driven technology, cloud servicing, which is a huge market, okay? So here are some of the large and growing addressable markets. I found this slide to be very comprehensive. That's the reason why I'm showing it to you guys. Total addressable market for growth. This is what they see as addressable markets, okay? So this is their forecast. And you can see clearly the biggest one over here is 15%, which is actually marketing, right? You can see marketing is actually growing at an increasing pace. And obviously some of them are too, like others are too, but marketing, services, commerce, sales, right? And integration. Those are the ones that are the biggest drivers, like growing at good pace. Even though you may see analytics being not that high, but actually analytics is a huge market as well. So you can see the colors and how they've been they are expecting it to grow in the future. So expect the biggest growth to come from marketing, and then the balance are also going to be growing at a pretty decent rate. So it's good that they know what they can tap into, which is good research on their end. So put your customer at the center of the business. Trusted, smart, flexible, sustainable. These are all the products they offer. Decrease in IT costs will be 26%. Faster app development, 70% increased productivity. Higher marketing return on investment. Higher customer satisfaction, and then 25% average increase in revenue if you use Salesforce. That's what they're trying to tell you. Okay. Obviously, they're the global leader in CRM. Continue to take share in market growth. And you can see Salesforce just outpacing all of its competitors: Oracle, SAP, Microsoft, Adobe. Adobe is a late entrant to this market. Multi-cloud customer expanding. This is the average spend. It's actually 20 times the multi-cloud customers versus single cloud. So people who use multiple clouds, they actually outpaced the usual spending. So here's the room to expand multi-cloud adoption across our largest customers. They see, obviously with one cloud, they see the most growth. 2 clouds, second most, and then 3 clouds, 4 clouds, and then 5 clouds. They have very little customers that have 6 clouds. So they are trying to basically say here that they have a potential to expand their largest customers to 3+ clouds, which is a great way to look at it, right? Basically, anything in this box becomes a little inefficient. All right. Oops. Let me have a look at any comments here. If you like the stream so far, guys, make sure you smash the like button. Let's see here. What up, T? I'm back. What do you think about DPZ? What's up, Mario? Welcome back, man. Does TradingView shows pre-market live feed? Yes, it does. Because I pay for live data. Well, we pay for live data. I grabbed the UA QQ spread as well. I know everyone's risk tolerance. We'll go through a plan to manage a trade, profit taking. I don't need to manage a trade. It's a spread. There's no managing it. If it's in profits, I take the profits and run. Congrats. Thank you, Mike Hawk. For your QQ spread, is it 306, 300? It's I believe it's 300, 306, yeah. Oh boy, it's a lot of... I'm pretty sure that I bought the 300 and sold the 306. Or, yeah, pretty sure I did that. What master program I'm taking? I'm taking a master's in finance at St. Mary's College in Moraga, California. Righty, cool. So, going back to this here. Sales capacity. And so they're talking about how the capacity has tripled since fiscal year 2014. Which is, if they take their sales capacity and multiply by productivity, that's the new business. So their sales have tripled by 3 times. All right. And this is their customer focused coverage model. You can go have a look at this on your own time. If you're looking for this, by the way, it's on Salesforce Investor Relations page. Okay. It's like on the left side. Land and expand. Proven strategy over 20 years. This is how they kind of look at the incremental annualized revenue, new logos, installed base, new products into installed base, and then additional seeds upgrades. So they basically build like seeds, and then the seeds grow into plants, and then the plants bear fruit. So it's kind of like a reverberating effect where the growth is very paced. Okay, not going to bore you with this too much. Business model, sustaining growth, playbook execution. Okay, and sustaining growth in largest accounts. So, oh yeah, this is one that I found interesting. So, 60% of the top customers to top 10 in fiscal year 2020. This is one of the things I found interesting. So, technology obviously has been pretty damn, great with growth, right? But look at some of these other customers, right? Look at retail. Crazy, huh? Conglomerates, even telcos, right? Technology obviously was like, a big one. But yeah, manufacturing, public sector, right? You have a lot of different sectors that you wouldn't have expected to be that big of a market, and they are. So Salesforce really be tapping into all these like different things that you wouldn't imagine. And I think that's super interesting, to be honest. Let's see. Tech background looks like a middle schooler did it, but good content. I think this is like their vibe. It's kind of like a schooling vibe. That's the vibe they go for. I like it. I personally like it. Industry success sustains growth. The background is like schoolish, but the content's definitely not anything like schoolish, right? So, fiscal year 20, they expect biggest growth from financial services, right? And they have a 9% market share. 10% services in comms and media. Manufacturing is at 11%. Retail, 15%. So they're really growing their retail market, okay? And it's a new market. Look, manufacturing and retail are two new markets. Healthcare, also a big one. 13%. That's the second highest, right? Crazy. And look at how they're intending to grow it by fiscal year 24, okay? They're planning to grow it pretty crazily. And then the rest of them, okay? So it kind of gives you a roadmap of where they are, where they're hitting. Really kudos to the financial team for forecasting this shit, because to be honest, it's not easy, okay? Like, I know they put it out here for you to see it so clearly, but it is not easy doing these slide decks. I'm going to tell you, okay? So here's what are important KPIs, right? Key performance indicators. Higher TAM, which is, their performance in new products, increasing customer base. And then specialized industry features that attract new customers, so new logos. Higher ASPs, customers spend more for out-the-box customization, which is financial services cloud. And low attrition, which is basically the idea like what attrition is if you lose a customer, at what rate are you not replacing that customer? So if let's say you have 10 customers, you lose 3. Let's say you lose 3 and they don't ever come back, and then you don't gain 3 more to put those in, then that's your attrition. Okay, so a 3% attrition is a very low attrition. All right, and here are some ecosystem advantages. Partners. So they partner with Accenture, all these huge companies, Deloitte, PwC, Infosys, Tata, a whole bunch of big companies. They partner with for certified individuals and industry focused partners, so they can recommend people. And then on B2B exchange, they have all these companies. Never heard of any of them, but DocuSign's one that you would have heard of, right? So all these companies are integrated into the Salesforce network. International success, sustaining growth. That's they're talking about how international has grown. North America revenue annualized, and then look at international growth from 29% to 34%. Not a very huge growth, but still decent, right? So they have different sectors within different countries. UK, this is the CEO. Europe, chairman, Gavin Patterson. This guy's the leader of APAC, LACA, and EMEA. Last week we were talking about this, right? What they were, the European, Asia Pacific, and I forgot what LACA was. I think it must be the rest of the continents that are there. There's this lady who's the GM of Sales Cloud. And then we have Singapore, right? This guy. Japan, chairman, president, CEO. And I believe this is no, that's not Australia. That's Britain, right? Yeah, that's Britain. No, wait a minute. That is not Britain. That's a different country. What is that? ANZ. Is that New Zealand? I feel like it is. Oh, Australia, New Zealand. Right. Yeah. Okay, perfect. And then this is their Trailhead Momentum. Strategic technology partners. This is other companies that they partner with. Google, Apple, AWS, Salesforce partners with all these companies. Cisco, HP, Alibaba, Microsoft, Dell, IBM. That's a lot of companies that are huge. Okay. Welcome into the stream, guys. Hope you're having a great day. If you're enjoying this so far, make sure you smash the like button. And then here is the different portfolio of products that they have. Okay. There are too many to go through here. So look at the main ones, and then these are all kind of under them. So sales, they have all of these things. Service, all of these things. Marketing, all of these things, right? E-commerce, B2B, B2C, order management. And these are all AI powered. They're using this thing called Einstein. Communities, collaboration. You can do social chat, workflow, mobile, whatever. Platform, Internet of Things, analytics, Trailhead, Einstein. Integration, in industries, and they have even philanthropy out of it. Okay. All right, I'm gonna skip through all of these. So that's that. Actually, I didn't think anything was important after this. Yeah, the rest of the stuff is really just going through the frontiers of their unit economics, which I found interesting too. So you can go have a look at this on your own time. Yeah, okay, we're kind of done with this one. So here's Salesforce revenue growth over 2006 to 2020. You can see that boom, 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 boom. It's been on an upward trajectory. They're not slowing down. Even this quarter was higher than the last. This business is great. Even probably booming through COVID. So great business to own. Blowout quarter of earnings. What can I say, right? This business is doing great. So yeah, I want to show you the revenue. We're going to go through the financial models on Wednesday. And this is how the subscription business works. I just wanted to show you in a nutshell. So they do marketing, sales development, purchase and product usage, renewals and growth, customer success management, and then product management itself. And you can use their HR, IT, finance, legal, tech support, which is all dope, right? Here's the Salesforce economy worldwide by the numbers. They've created 3.3 million jobs, and they intend to do so by 2022. New business revenues created by 2022 is going to be $859 billion. These guys are going to create $859 billion in business. 87% of Salesforce customers have installed an app exchange app, and 89% of Fortune 100 companies have at least installed one app exchange app. So they're really driving force. Okay. Economic impact, you can see how many jobs have been created in different regions. You can see obviously some regions more, some regions less. And here's one that I found interesting. For every $1 Salesforce makes, its ecosystem will make $5 by the 2022 region, which is pretty cool, right? So you make money, they make money. So what are the bulls and the bears saying? Here's what the bulls are saying. Salesforce.com dominates the SFA space, but still only controls 30% of the highly fragmented market that continues to grow double digits each year, suggesting there is still room to run. The company has added legs to the overall growth story, including customer service, marketing, automation, and e-commerce, analytics, and artificial intelligence. And Salesforce's margins are subscale, with a runway to more than 100 basis points of operating expansion annually for the next decade. Indeed, management has put more emphasis on expanding margins. So if they do expand margins, that's the only way they will manage their 20% growth rate. Okay, that's what the preface is. And obviously, bears are saying that as the company grows larger, driving 20% revenue will be less likely, which is what I'm thinking. It's actually going to be pretty hard for them to grow at 20% until the foreseeable future, unless they really do something about their margins. Okay. Salesforce has entered new areas via acquisition and has arguably paid material premiums in the process. So integration risk is real, as is the risk of increasing large, dilutive, or ill-conceived deals. This report is by Morningstar, by the way, if you're interested. As big as Salesforce is already, the company generates substandard margins. So that's what I was talking about. The substandard margins plus the idea that CEO wants to grow at such a conducive growth rate makes me feel less likely that will happen. So they have to kind of do something about their margins. Okay. So that is a quick summary of Salesforce. Now, I'm not sure if that was helpful to you, but I don't like to talk about the things that you would already know about. My main focus here when you come to the live stream is not to give you things that you would know about. It's when you come here, plan to learn things that are different. That's what I focus on. You're not here to learn things that you can, just gain insight to right away. I like to focus on the things that are important that you should know, that I would want to know as an investor, right? So that's the focus of this live stream. It's educational. So if you do enjoy it, make sure you leave me some feedback. Let me know how you feel. I like to hear from you guys. So, okay, let's have a look at some of these things that people are asking about. Somebody's asking about DPZ. What about DPZ? What about DPZ, man? You got to be a bit more specific. You know that, right? Like, you can't just ask me what I think about DPZ. It's bullish. There you go. That's what I think. All right. The trading view show. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Answered that question. What other questions are there here? XLE Deeps. Yeah. How is XLE doing actually? Let's have a look. Ooh. Yeah. This one might be the one. This one might be the one to buy when it hits this support down here. $23 is screams a buy here if it gets there. Thoughts on EQR? What the heck is that? Equity residential. Publicly rated. Oh, it's a REIT. Okay, I'll bite. Interesting. You said $55 calls for 11.20. Yeah, why not? I think that you should wait for a pullback here, though. You should wait for a bounce on this level. A bounce, confirmation. Once it's going up again, then you can take this to the upside. This has had a crazy run. It has to recover. It might even recover somewhere in the middle here. I think here is the region 53.70, 53.50, somewhere around there. This looks like a more possible region for a bounce before it starts running up again. That's my opinion there. Alora. Baba, October 16, 305 calls. October 16. That's this week, right? No, next week. 305. Nah, that's a bit too high, man. Especially with this market choppiness, I wouldn't recommend that. Nah. It has a gap to cover here as well. I don't know. It just doesn't look right to me. I mean, I like the stock and it's broken out of this descending wedge, but Yeah, I think the expiry is too near. That's what I think. T for XOM, which you think is undervalued. When you say you are interested, is it share super long-term options? You could do leaps if you want, but make sure that they're super long leaps, like next year, mid-year, or end of the year. And then I would say I would prefer to pick up shares and then take options along with them. That's what I would do. So like use them together. What's your suggested strike? I would do 20. I would do slightly in the money strikes because they're probably cheap. That's why. The more XLE sells off, Jason, the more calls are going to be cheaper. Puts will be more expensive, right? So no one's buying calls. So you can get in the money calls for cheaper, and they will probably have decent delta too. So that's what I would like to do. Like take what nobody's willing to take at this moment, right? That's what you should do. I'm still holding XLE November 20. I think I may roll it to a lower strike. Did you sell them or did you buy the calls? $40 calls. That's up here. Oh man, nah, man. You have to roll this out. You have to roll it out to further expiry, and I would definitely roll lower strike. Yeah, definitely. You have to go like I don't know, $30 strikes, and you have to definitely roll that over to a further expiry like next year. Remember one thing about energy. Energy is a sector that is super sold off because of the fact that COVID is still here. Okay, so you kind of have to time your investment to when you think a vaccine would be found and when you think the economy will recover. Okay, like and when I say economy recover, I don't mean like stock market recovery. I mean travel. That's what I mean. All right. Thoughts on DraftKings 1018 at $60. DKNG. I would not play this right now. Way too overextended at this point. Great stock, and it can probably go higher, but I don't know. I personally wouldn't touch this until it comes back down for a retracement here. That's what I'm thinking about DraftKings here. $60 calls. Yeah, I mean, if you're holding it, I would recommend take your profits off the table. Any thoughts on Zoom? Zoom is overvalued AF. But it's nicely consolidating here above the resistance. It could probably go for another run up. Who knows, man? This stock might just go to $1,000. Let's see how irrational the market can get. Wait to buy plug on a pullback around 1375, hitting its all-time highest pre-market. Okay. Yeah, this one's not a bad day trade today. Breaking out here. Yeah, this one looks good. Decent day trade over here. So trading this to the upside. It's already broken resistance. It's been consolidating here for a while. I would watch this on a 10-minute chart. Yeah, absolutely. This one looks great for upside potential. Plug might be the play. Good find there. I'll put that on my watch list for today. Thank you, Landon. Hey T, I knew you mentioned about XLE in the money strike, but how far out do you recommend? I recommend next year, end of the year or mid-year. It has to be a really far strike. Remember, and you really don't want to do, in my opinion, you don't want to do just a naked option on XLE. You want to do a spread. In my opinion, even if you're buying a long-term option on XLE, you want it to be a spread so that you don't have theta draining you. Okay. That's what I would recommend. I've said that before. Like when we were talking about XLE before, I said this multiple times. You do not want time value of money working against you here. You want make sure that you have a spread, and you're not draining theta every single day. Okay, so your sold contract has to have a higher theta than your bought contract. All right. If DocQ breaks 230 and retest, would it be a good entry? Let's have a look. It did break, right? Oh, you mean this break? Yeah, absolutely. I think this stock looks great as well. This might actually, oh man, but it's already opening up like almost $5-6 up. I would say wait for the pullback. All right, it's here. Wait for the pullback. If it fails to break this level again, this dual zone, then take it to the upside. So wait for the two-wave confirmation up and down, and then take this to the upside upon the break. Yeah, I would say the break here, 227, 228. There's no need to get frisky with this one. There's a lot of movement here to capture to the upside. Huge movement to the upside, if potential. So I would say wait for the confirmation with this one. PWR. Yeah, you guys need to be a bit more specific. You can't ask me for my thoughts on the stock. You either come here with a defined trade for me to look at, because if you ask me for my thoughts, I will just look at it and tell you whether I'm bullish or bearish. Like, all right, I'm bullish. You know what I mean? But if you come here with a specific thing that you're asking me for, like, hey, can you tell me about this strike, about this expiry? I can give you more insights on my opinion. And remember, it's not, conducive for you to ask me about what my thoughts are, because it won't help you in any way. So you really want to come here prepared. And if you're come here prepared, then I can help you. If you're not prepared, I can't help you. Okay? So don't be putting like, oh, thoughts, or put a ticker. Like, I'm not going to answer those questions because it's not conducive. It's not conducive for you, it's not conducive for me, and it's not conducive for anyone on this live stream. All right? So if you realize everybody who's here in the stream, they will put a ticker with the strike, with the type of contract, and give me a thesis on what you're thinking about. And that way I can try and validate it for you. All right? DPZ 420 puts 1116 when it starts to make lower lows and volume isn't keeping up. The volume hasn't been as crazy last run up, so I think downfall will play look good like see. Now that's an example of a great, well prepared prompt, right? He's giving me the idea with a thesis behind it, and I can go in and confirm whether he's saying something that makes sense or not, and I can give my recommendation or my opinions on that. But if you ask me for my thoughts, or if you ask me, like, if you just put a ticker like this, I'm not answering them. I'm letting you guys know right now I'm not doing it because it's not conducive. All right? So I hope you guys will come prepared, because you got to come prepared for this live stream. It's not like a regular live stream, guys. All right? It's not like a regular live stream. This is a educational live stream. Let's see. I'm looking at Zoom on bull flag. Oh yeah, let me do DPZ first. So 420 puts, and you said volume's dropping on a making lower lows. Volume isn't keeping up. Well, so far so good, right? It's still looking bullish. Volume, it still hasn't reached a point where like I want to short this yet. You need a clear break below, like, this demand zone here to the downside. Yeah, below 420, that would be the zone. DPZ 420 puts, but you don't want to short it here though. I mean, I would say even shorting it below like 429 would be decent, right? Shorting it somewhere here, that would be decent. Once you get confirmation that it's making lower lows, right? Once it starts to go like this, like this, like this couple of times, that would be more feasible, in my opinion. But shorting it up here is dangerous. It could keep going higher. How do you know when this is going to stop? Look at how bullish this is. It's crazy. Okay. I'm looking at Zoom on a bull flag 1 hour chart. I believe I just answered this question. Bull flag 1 hour chart. Yeah, I see it too. Let's see here. Well, no, it's not a perfect bull flag. No, it's not a perfect bull flag. I mean, it could be considered, but man, I think this is more of a wedge than it is a bull flag. When the market just opened, God. Okay, guys, I gotta. Okay, well, we have the market opening here, so I might as well give some market commentary. Let's have a look at what the indexes are doing. So we'll probably see a little bit of a buy up here. I would see. We'll see what happens. Okay. I don't see the bull flag. I see a wedge. That's what I see. Can you tell me about UPWK swing and reach all-time highs? Call. region, 6 calls, number, capital DPZ, SER. Oh yeah, DPZ does have ER. The 1 hour volume was what I was looking at. I see. Yeah, just be careful, man. Okay, for those who missed out on the ticker breakdowns, come by tomorrow with the tickers again. I'll try to answer them. Market's open right now. I gotta go do some stuff, manage some positions, be on option swing for a while. And I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow's live stream. Thank you for attending. Remember, in the near future, you're gonna have me through the market hour. So this stream's about to get a big upgrade. Okay, more on that information next time. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Happy Monday to all of you guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the webinar. Peace out, guys.